We are so busy at church right now. As you know, Holy Week is about to start this Sunday, on Palm Sunday, and so there is so much to do to get ready. After Palm Sunday service, we will actually be going over to Lookout Farm for one of our Lookout Hangouts around noon. You know how that works. We go over to the farm and we hang out, hence the clever name. Later in the week, there will be a Maundy Thursday service. It's a communion service. We'll have it at 7:30 as we usually do. However, you're also all invited if you want to show up at 5:30 and help us stuff eggs for the Easter egg hunt. We'll probably order pizza or something. I know that a lot of the youth are involved, but other people are welcome as well. Then on Easter Sunday itself, we actually have two services. We'll have our second annual Easter sunrise service, and it will be at 5:45 a.m., which I realize sounds atrocious, but we do not control when the sun comes up. And it's also worth noting that it's actually only 30 minutes earlier than last year's service at 6:15. It's the flip side of having Easter so late, is that it'll be a little warmer, hopefully, but a little earlier too. But please do come. It should be fun. It'll be the only day of the two services on Easter Day. It's the only one where we will be serving communion. Normally we have communion on the first Sunday of the month, which was last Sunday. So neither Palm Sunday nor Easter will have communion this year, unless you go to the Easter sunrise service. And of course, there's always Maundy Thursday at 7:30. So that's a lot of stuff that's going on, and I hope to see you there. So for Palm Sunday itself, we'll be using the traditional Palm Sunday reading of Jesus entering Jerusalem. This is a time when we think about a few things. We think about struggle, we think about our victories and our failures, how we rise above these difficulties in our own lives and in the world. And we think a bit about resistance, about protest, about social action and standing up for what we believe in. In many ways, that story that we always think of as a kind of a parade, I don't know how we're supposed to necessarily think about it sometimes, but I always think of it as a march or a protest. Having been to quite a few myself over the years, it has that feel. But it's also a feeling of celebration at the same time, which, isn't as unusual as it might sound at first. So this year, the story is in the Bible in a few places, and this year we will be reading from the Gospel of Luke. So here, let me get that going. All right, here we go. From the Gospel of Luke, chapter 19. When he had come near Bethphage and Bethany at the place called the Mount of Olives, he sent two of the disciples, saying, "Go into the village ahead of you, and as you enter it you will find tied there a colt that has never been ridden. Untie it and bring it here. If anyone asks you, 'Why are you untying it?' just say this, 'The Lord needs it.'" So those who were sent departed and found it as he had told them. As they were untying the colt, its owners asked them, "Why are you untying the colt?" And they said, "The Lord needs it." Then they brought it to Jesus, and after throwing their cloaks on the colt, they set Jesus on it. As he rode along, people kept spreading their cloaks on the road. As he was now approaching the path down from the Mount of Olives, the whole multitude of the disciples began to praise God joyfully with a loud voice for all the deeds of power that they had seen, saying, "Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest heaven." Some of the Pharisees in the crowd said to him, "Teacher, order your disciples to stop." And he answered, "I tell you, if these were silent, the stones would shout out." So there you go. That'll be our central reading on Palm Sunday. And then we have the whole week ahead of us to think about these things before Easter Sunday. So I hope you take some time to come to church and to observe the time at other times as well, maybe even at church on Maundy Thursday. So until then, you know how to get in touch, and I'll see you around. Bye.